Right, so I'm going to talk about the Zoo tool, the model tab. So for this one, I think this tool, the object and the modeling, I won't explain much because the function is just the normal, like the Maya hotkey that you can achieve. For example, this one just duplicate selected. So I think you just use your hotkey Control D to do that, and then you see the multi-cut, you just shift right click, you can get the tools on the spot. So I don't think you click, you help you a lot. But I think you can look at the mirror toolbox. So you can see this one. Let's say I tweak some vertices here, and then I just make sure it's the right direction, and you can change it to word X or object X. Then you just click mirror, so you'll get mirror to the opposite of the direction. But bear in mind that this one, if you mirror, you will destroy your UV. So this is just for the initial modeling. So for example, you just want to extrude like this, and you want to mirror it to the opposite like this. Okay, so toggle symmetry mode, you just click this, then it will activate the symmetric selection and the move. When you're modeling, you make sure the left and right to get the latest update. And the other thing is this one, the symmetry mesh. This is more onto that when you have built the character and everything is complete, but you want to do a minor tweak, switch off this. For example, this one, you just want to move a bit of a top, the vertex position, and then you just click and select the vertices, and then symmetrize the mesh, click the center. So you'll get mirror to the other side, the changes of the vertices, but it will not destroy the topology and the UV. So the Zoo mirror poly is for the modeling step. Symmetry mesh is more onto when your modeling and UV is done. You want to do a minor tweak. You do it in the one side, and then you just symmetrize the mesh to the other direction. So same to the flip mesh. I want to flip this. When you do blend shape, sometimes you have this example, the left smile, and you want to create another blend shape for the right smile. You just select the vertices here, flip the mesh, click the center edge. So the vertices here will be flipped to the other one. It's useful when you create blend shape for this. Okay. So the rest you can try out this. The mirror object instance is just that I haven't tried out yet. Maybe you just create an instance for that. And for example, you create a cube, and then the mirror object instance. So this object is instance on the opposite. So after that, you do the tweaking complete. You just delete. You can see I create a group for you. The group, the scaling 101. This one is the -1. So after you complete, you just click select, delete select. So it just freeze the instance for you. So this is your mirror object instance. So for all the Zoo tools, you can see that there's a hollow box here. You can click on it. You have some hidden tools. This apply to all the tools, the windows that you'll see later on. So after this mirror tool, I don't think the topology normal. This is for sculpting. I seldom use that. And selection also, I think you can use your shortcut everything to shrink or grow selection or shrink selection or convert. You just right click to vertices. So I don't think you need to click selection. Clean up toolbox. Okay, I'll talk about this clean up. Okay, so when this tool is convenient for you, you check the polygon when you have some issue. So for example, this one, you click on the cleanup toolbox, you click, it will show you what is the error. So this is the non-manifold polygon issues, because this is important that when you want to export this mesh to, let's say, ZBrush or Unreal Engine, sometimes they have the restriction, they only support a normal polygon, or you cannot have a n-gon. So this one, it shows the manifold, means that the vertex is connected to 3 faces. So to solve that, you just delete and then recheck. So when it show mesh check no issue found, means this mesh is good to go. Another issue we have is this one. If you recheck, you'll see that it's selected. This one is said it's vertex, interior vertex. So it means that when you delete this vertex, it all become the quad. So recheck, okay, you're good to go. And another example is when you do modeling, especially when you have the mistake, then you extrude the face and then you just release, so you forget, and then you see the face is black here. It means that you actually have 2 polygons not in the same position, so it will cause error in future. So you click the check, it will show you what is the issue and the error. And then what we can do is just we select all the vertices, merge identical. But after this, we still have the problem. So you can recheck. It means that you have element face issue. So means that this face actually have a few vertices overlay each other together. So what you need to fix is just click this sorry, you have to close it first and clean up too. You need to show the hidden one, and then you just fix laminar faces. So now it's clean. So this check tool, cleanup tool, is actually useful when you want to check what is the problem with your polygon. So if you click on the hidden one, you will have more tools. For example, n-gons. Let's say I delete this one. Select n-gon, it will show you that this part is the n-gon, so you need to fix. So after you fix, no, when I click, it didn't select anything, means it's no n-gon in this mesh. And then all the tools here is a normal, I won't talk much. It's like a reverse face normal. It's a very common tools. So cleanup is just for you. When you click on it, we want to check again. Sometimes you have a bug here. You see the window is gone. You have to close and open again the cleanup tool so that you can check again. Yeah. So all this one is fixed and no problem. So this is the clean tool. And then I'll talk about the align tool. So align tool, like the purpose of the tools, it means it help you align the mesh. So let's say, for example, this one, the pivot, you can center pivot in the world, and the parent means that when I move out, the polygon pivot is here, the group pivot is here. So when I click on the center pivot on the parent, so you'll see, you'll follow the pivot of the group. Or you can just object center pivot. And then another one is the mesh object. For example, this one I have here. And then this model I want to mesh to this one. So I just click and then mesh object. So the position, rotation, and scale, everything will be matched to this. But this one is just for positioning, no, without the keyframe. I'll show you the one to replace with the keyframe later. So this one is just for positioning to match that. So all of them is matched now. The position, rotation, you can select here, or only the scale or the position, rotation. So another one is the place object on surface. So let's say, for example, this one. So the place object on surface, you just click one and click the second object. You just snap to it. It's a very normal tool. And this one, the place on ground 0y, means that when you have object like this, you will click, you will snap the base of the object to the ground. So for example, I rotate it. So you will detect whichever that is the most close to the ground and you just place it on top of it. So it's sometimes useful when you have the character and you want to check the character, is it floating on the air or the leg is stepping on the ground. So this one, you just click, snap to the ground. Okay, and then align tool is actually the same with the Maya modify align. You can find it here. So you just click this one and click, just align tool, and then you click. It can help you to align to the position based on this subject that you selected. You can explore and find out how to use. Just click on the icon and you snap to whichever you want to snap at the edge. Same with this one, align tool. And then okay, snap align 1 point means that you can select this one and select snap align 1 point here. So he will snap 1 point to the other object. So the position, rotation all get updated, because in Maya you can't use the B tool to snap like this, so it will only move the vertices. But if you use this tool, select the two vertices, align, snap align 1 point, you will snap together. So 2 point means that you select the 2 point here, they will snap together. So make sure it's in the correct order. 1, 2, 1. Okay, 3 point is select 3 point, snap to 3 point. So the snap together, you just click this one, and then let's say for this one I want to snap the sphere on this surface, is slanted. So I just click on the vertices of the sphere and then I click on the surface, then click enter. He will snap to the surface of that. Also, for example, this cylinder as well, snap together, click on the pivot, then click on the surface, you'll snap to it, and the rotation and the position is all still there. So if convenient, if you want to place something on top of something. So this is the align tool. You guys can go and explore more detail and practice whichever tools that can help you. And then after the align tool, I think I will go to the randomize. This is also a small tools. I will do a demo. So for example, I have this all the cube here. So let's say I want to random all the scaling of the Y. For example, I just select this channel and then the random value may be 1 to 2.5. So I just click. So you keep generate add on. So it become longer. But if you want to maintain but just random the value, you have to change to absolute object offset. So for example, you can quickly create the effect. For example, like this one, I key the keyframe. So I randomize. And then B again. This one I change to 3. With this 1.5. Remember to select the channel that you want to randomize. So you quickly can get this effect. Okay, this is just a small tool, randomize object, and then duplicate along curve. So this one is just for you to quickly duplicate the mesh along the curve. So for example, this one I have 3 objects to duplicate along this. So just select, and align duplicate object. So you can see this is the arrow. You can rotate to change the axis, the aiming of the object that you clone, or you can change the up direction here. And then the position, you can see which one to like the start to the end of the curve is 0 to 1, so you can position the clone how far you want to clone it. And then row, you can control here. So scale, from the beginning I want to from small to big, you can control the cloning here to do like this. So weight is like if there's a negative value, means that at the beginning there's the cloning is very loose, and then until the end is very tight. Or on the opposite side, the beginning is tight and the end is the very loose. So 0.5 is the normal, I think. Yeah. So after that, if you have this tool, is I think helpful when you want to do the necklace, or you want to clone something along the path like the walkway or anything. So after that, when you are done with this, you just click on bake. So you will lose all the info, but everything is baked into the polygon now. Okay, so this is just the small tool, duplicate along curve. Tube from curve. Okay, this one is, I think, is quite helpful. You can create the curve here. Just click, for example, I want to create a curve, and then just click on the create tube. So you can control on live on how is the density, the axis division, the radius. So after that, if I create another curve like this, create, you still can come back to tweak. You will have the history. Unless you click bake, so you will bake everything and delete the history. So you won't be able to control anymore. This one, I still have the history to tweak the attribute. So this is, you can create a lot of curve, maybe some wire in the scene. So it's a very convenient and fast way. And the UV, I think, is created as well when you create a curve. So you can create wire in a very fast way. Tube from curve. And then this one I don't think is helpful. You can go and explore. Just some extra and subdivision control. Okay, replace shape. This one I want to talk about. Just now I want to mention that you want to replace some object, but there's an animation on top of that. For example, you can look at this. I set a keyframe for animation on the group on top for this cylinder. But if now I want to change the animation to this torus or this cube of subject, to replace this, I can just click the torus and click the mesh, and I click on replace now. So you can see that the object is replaced with the one that I selected. Or I want to use this one, I just click replace. So the animation is still there, but your object is replaced. It's quite convenient. So that's another thing is instant shape node. You click this one. If you select and then you replace, you'll create an instance of this object. Let's say I modify the shape. So you still get updated on the instance object. Then after that, if you are confirmed you you want to bake, you just click on an instance selected. So you will bake. It's quite convenient. Replace shape. Okay, so after this, I want to talk about Zoo Renamer. So Zoo Renamer is also a tool like what he says to do the rename. So it has a bit more function from the Maya tools for rename. For example, you can force the rename. Like this one, select. Let's say I want to force this to like this. So the padding means that I have two numbers. So you can see, quickly get renamed. Or you want to search something to replace with other word. For example, CY. I want to change it to DO. So you can see you can update that, or you can add suffix. So as suffix, you can see that this is all the preset for each category. For mesh, you say have geometry, join the JNT, controller, CTRL. So it left and right as well. So when you have an object that you have the left side object and right side object, you can quickly rename using this windows. So for this one is suffix. So for example, this one I want to suffix Joe. You can see that they get updated here. And then there's one powerful tools automatic suffix. Let's say I have a lot of stuff here. This join, polygon, and curve. I want to rename everything based on their category at the suffix at the back of the naming. But make sure you click hierarchy because you have the join hierarchy here. To have rename and each of the join, you have to click hierarchy, and then I just click automatic suffix. So you can see that for join, he will add the suffix for JNT because it's a join. For curve is CRV because it's a curve, and then jaw is the geometry. So if I want to have a fast suffix for all the scene, you can select everything, just click here to have a quick startup. And then for this one, you can remove the number, the tail number, or you can do the name padding here. So I have the padding here, or I can delete the tail number. And then I'll show you more. If you click on the detail tab, you will have more tools for you to use. And namespace, I think you can do it. It's the same from the Maya tools here. Namespace editor, or you can click here, open the namespace to remove. When you import from reference, you will have a namespace, so you can delete from here. And this one you can explore a bit on how to use this. So a lot of function, but it doesn't need to know everything. But for the basic one, I think it's good enough for you to use for the Zoo Renamer. And then okay, now I want to talk about the UV toolbox from the Zoo tools. As you can see, this one, its main purpose is to help in the UV process. You can click this one, he will open the UV tab, and then I will talk about this one is just create a planar projection camera, and then 3D cut and seal tool, and just click on it, double click, then double click. Okay, so I already cut two scenes here. It's actually the same with this, it's just that this one you need to click and then cut. For this one, you just 3D cut, you can continue to do that. And then for let's say this one I want to unfold. I just click unfold here, and then you can click on this hidden tools here. It will show more tools. There's one I think is quite helpful, is this one, unfold tube. So you see you have this tube shape kind of mesh, right? If I want to unfold it into a flat one, I can just select this one. Okay. For example, like this, I want to unfold. I just select this edge until the edge of the cut, and then I just click unfold tube. You'll see everything get folded and flattened and in a very consistent horizontal and vertical. So this is quite useful when you are doing some tube stuff and you want to all the UV get arranged nicely in the horizontal and vertical. So for example, this one, another one is I use the 3D cut here, and then I quickly use the unfold tube. So you can quickly get everything here, and then unfold. In the end, I just use the layout tool to help me lay out this thing. So you can quickly create a very fast unfold on the tube shape. Especially you see that this one, I create a planar. So you see when I create a lot of wire, I need to do some tiny vertical and horizontal aligned UV here. So what I can do is select the edge loop that I want to fold. This one, edge loop along, and then I just click unfold tube. So you can see you can quickly get a very nice, because if in the wire you want to create a wire pattern in a very tidy way, so it's easier for you to do it in a substance or towable texture in this kind of straight UV layout. So you can quickly do that. You can use the create wire tool and create a wire, and then use this unfold tube to quickly get a very fast work progress. And then, okay, let's say this one, I unfold it. So you can see that, let's say the texture is like this. It's not convenient for you to do the texture. But if you have this situation, you just click on the edge here. You just say unfold shell grid. It's doing the same thing. It's going to help you to detect all the shell edge and then try to straighten it up to be in a square shape. So it's easier for you to paint the vertical line along, although it's a bit over here, but it's easier for you to paint the straight line in this kind of UV layer. Okay. So let's say I have very messy UV placement. You can click on the auto orange here. You will try to keep everything in a horizontal or vertical shape before you use the layout shape. So you will have a more tidy, because if you straight away use the layout, let's do this, so it will not tidy up the direction for you. So before that, you can use the auto align, then only layout. So you'll get a cleaner UV layout. And then, okay. Another tools that another key that I want to talk about is this symmetry brush. So let's say you accidentally move this in the UV tab. So we want to symmetry back, copy back to this side. What you can do is just first you need to select the center of the loop, and then you click on the symmetry brush, then click again. So you just paint on this side. So this one, the flashing one, is the one that get updated. The left one is what I paint. So you can fix the UV in a very quick way. This is for symmetry brush. Another one I want to talk about is this transfer UV and shader. So basically, for example, this one, you can see that the mesh, the UV is not great, and it's already bind skin to a joint. So normally it's very hard for us to redo the UV and bind joint and do an extra step. So this tool is like you can transfer from this UV to the already bind one. So just click, and later you click on the to transfer mesh, transfer UV. So you can see that the history is clear, everything is clean, and the UV is updated, and you still have the bind skin there. So it's very convenient for rigging artists to replace the new geometry with the latest UV from the look deck artist. So even though you are this one, you see the transform and scale value is still there. Even you do the freeze transformation, you're still able to transfer the UV because you are using the topology to compare and copy to the new one. So when I click transfer UV, the history is gone, but the UV is still get updated. So it's a very powerful transfer UV tool. So in conclusion, we have go through a lot of the windows and the tools here, and feel free to go and explore the additional one. Although I think that this field that I mentioned is quite useful in our production, you can practice on it and see which one can help you to fasten your process in the production. Okay, so in next chapter I will talk about all the rest of the tech again. So please understand the tools and practice on it.